Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look beautiful,
As do you. You
Donka.
look pretty in white.
And when oh, I thought you said you look pretty and white. I heard it after a minute. You look
Pretty in
pretty
white.
in
Your
white
shirt.
also. I was like, but also I'm very white. Very fair. You are right. With red undertones.
I would not be the person to comment on anybody's paleness.
Paleness.
Yeah. I've got these nice white shoulders that kind of blend into my natural farmer's tan. It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying living in Florida. I'm not trying to get skin cancer, but I'm trying to,
No, but
get a little
the
vitamin
healthy
D.
glow.
Exactly, a healthy glow. Because I don't have one naturally. That's for sure.
Me neither. Me neither. And it's okay.
Yeah, that's what we tell ourselves at least. It's okay.
That is what we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
It's all right. People like that I glow in the dark
Yeah.
and the light.
I just glow.
We just glow.
Anyways.
We glow.
We could go on, but we shouldn't.
Welcome back to the Little White Picket Fence.
Thank you. Alrighty.
How was your week, first of all? Did you have was it a week? Did you have a good one?
I think it was good. It's been busy though, I'm getting ready to go back to hygiene. So there's certain things that I need to have done that I kind of forgot I needed to get done essentially. Cause I knew that it was something that came with the territory, but then everything just snuck up on me. I had to take basic life support, CPR.
Oh yeah.
And go get my hepatitis B shots again. Cause even though I had it before hygiene school back in 2007, those records are long gone. And I have no way to prove that I could get it. Or that I had it, I guess I should say. So it's been very, very busy because I start hygiene on Monday. And this weekend, tonight, I'm going to the Cape Town concert with Bella for her birthday.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's today her birthday's the 6th.
Yeah. Look at you.
Happy almost birthday, Bella.
Yeah. So we're going to Cape Town tonight. And then she has going to a concert. She has a twirling competition tomorrow.
Oh, so awesome.
So the whole family will go to that, but it's an hour away. So that'll take up our day tomorrow. And then my last Sunday at waitressing before I go back to dental hygiene is on Sunday. And then we're going out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. I think it's right its course, it was really fun. And if it continued to fit into our life, so be it, but it doesn't. So c'est la vie. Does that fit? What does that mean?
What?
C'est la vie. What does that mean?
Live and let live. Such is life.
Such as life. Okay, well then
I think
then it works. Such as life.
Yeah.
It's coming to an end, but I mean
that is life, I think.
Yeah. And I'm still, I made great friends and they'll still be my friends, despite, I think they will. I hope they will.
Not anymore. You're blacklisted. You're out.
Right. We're
out of the fam.
Going out for drinks after work tomorrow. And then I start work in hygiene Monday morning. So basically I've been nonstop weekend. It's gonna be a nonstop weekend, but
that's a lot to do in one weekend.
Yeah. How was your week?
It being April Fool's Day, are you gonna take Bella to Dairy Queen or something and be like, hey, it's the concert?
I should have.
Just kidding, they closed it down.
You know what? I don't think I could do that. I'm
I am the worst liar. I can't do it anyway.
No, and disappointing someone in that way, I'm I don't know. It's not really funny to me. When I see the videos where people are they make someone think they won the lottery. And they're
that's so mean.
And I'm because that immediately they started dreaming and I'm you just
crushed it.
I don't know, you just crushed it. You didn't even have to do that.
I really like the other way around though, when they undersell something and they're like, oh, just kidding, you won the lottery. Right? Yeah.
See, that I could do. Yeah, as long as at the end it was worthwhile versus just
yeah, crushed your dreams. I watched you believe and then get disappointed.
Yeah, I always hate those videos. I'll see them on funny meme, or not meme, but funny video compilations. Yeah. I was that wasn't funny. That doesn't belong here. I don't
that hurt. That hurt me, and I wasn't even involved.
Yeah. So no, definitely taking her to the concert. How was your week though?
It was good. I was a little sick.
Oh yeah.
I seem to get sick a lot lately. I don't know. But other than that, it was good. I think my brother Mike came to visit. My brother. It was fun.
Okay. Just for the sake of visiting, nothing brought him to town?
Oh, he was in Idaho for work, so he stayed with us for the night. And it was good.
Excellent.
Always nice to see family.
Yeah, when's he gonna come play on here with us?
Soon. We talked about that.
Okay, good.
So hopefully soon.
Yeah. Okay. Yay. I'm excited.
Me too. It's a good story. He has a really good story.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Anyways, so today we were supposed to have Tyra and she had something come up.
Apparently. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, but back up for this week, because I was wanting to talk about just kind of like current events, and the reason
there's a lot going on.
Well, there's a lot going on, but also it's like stuff we're not supposed to talk about, or so we were raised, right? I remember hearing all the time how like religion and politics shouldn't be like spoke about, and now as I'm getting older, I'm kind of like, wait a minute,
I guess
like,
it should.
what was the reason for that? And the only reason I could come up with is so that we don't talk to each other and
so they wouldn't have to explain anything
from each other. Exactly. And so even though like the topics, what's going on in the world right now is not exactly happy-go-lucky or fun, I was like, you just got to talk about this stuff, and it's right there in front of our faces. So kind of wanted to just Who's there with you?
I'm sorry, Cody just walked in and he's watching.
Hi, Cody.
Rachel says hi.
You're right. You're not a good liar. Not that you were trying to lie, but I could just tell with your eyes.
You can always tell. Well, I'm telling you that I am an open book on everything, even when I'm trying. If I lie, it is so obvious that it's just like not worth it. It's not worth it. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
So
that's not a bad thing, I don't think.
For the most part, it's not bad. But when you're trying to like surprise somebody on something, don't tell me. Don't ever tell me. Like,
I will ruin it.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get too excited, like surprises, like say presents or stuff like that. When I get it for Anthony, if I get it anything closer to then like the day before, I swear I'm gonna be like, I got you something.
Right? Yeah.
Then he's gonna guess. I'm like, do you just want it? Do you just want it now? So
exactly.
I'm like, kind of in that same
you already
boat.
know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm that way with treats and things too. Like I can't buy stocking candy till right before Christmas because like somebody will be like, oh, I need something sugary or I need something sweet. I'm like, guess what I have in the closet?
Same, except for I'm that somebody. I keep buying
and then you tell yourself, yes.
Okay, at TJ Maxx they have this like, well, all kinds of random like candies and stuff. That's like my favorite to go buy candies because it's the weirdest stuff. But this big old Easter bag of, it's like an Easter bunny and it's filled with gummies, and I got one a couple weeks ago for Easter, and I just had to get another one yesterday because the first one's gone.
First one did not make it so much.
Yeah, it's more like Easter season candy that we eat for the Easter. Yeah.
Yes.
But it doesn't make it till the day most of the time.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite are those little Cadbury eggs, like not the filled ones, but just the chocolate with the candy shell, like a egg-shaped M&M.
Yeah.
Those are delightful.
Yeah.
Those don't make it into the Easter eggs very often.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Kids can have all the Peeps they want. Like, do
you like Peeps?
I like putting toothpicks in them and blowing them up in the microwave and seeing which one wins.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
I know. I'm like,
I do not.
They're so popular and they're everywhere. And like, I'll try one. It seems like every Easter I'll try one, and I'm always disappointed. I'm always like, oh,
super disappointed.
Like, not as good as a marshmallow while being a marshmallow.
Right.
With
like a marshmallow, but worse and covered with sugar that's also not good.
Sugar, yeah. I don't know. Sorry, anybody who loves Peeps. Just not my jam.
Hey, you can have mine. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy watching them blow up in the microwave with the kids.
Oh yeah.
Because watching them by myself is a little odd, but with kids, it's fun.
I totally see you doing that.
Such a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Gonna watch him blow
That's why I love you. Okay.
up.
All right. So I tried to make a list of like some things going on. Is what are the main things that you're hearing right now that you're talking about or thinking about?
Oh man. The Ukraine one is ongoing, and the Will Smith slap and
All right.
a
Well,
bunch of stuff.
let's
What's
start with Ukraine and Russia. Do you have any
yeah.
thoughts on that?
Just that I wish that war where we're at now was more
Evolved?
automated, evolved. Yeah, that the people in power could fight each other as opposed to innocent people in countries that have no pull over anything and they're having to leave their homes. It's really, really frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Those
It's
are pretty much my thoughts exactly. I'm like, I don't have anything eloquent or, to like say about what's going on, the war and why and all this stuff.
yeah,
All I could think about is how anti-war I am and how
yeah.
unevolved we are as a people. Like I like to think we're way
Seems like
past,
we should have, yeah, gotten past
yeah,
that.
right? Like we have
Yeah.
like so the people who are fighting in this war, like in what way does it benefit them? Like, is there a benefit? I can't see. I mean, obviously Ukraine to continue to like have their homeland. I could see, you're fighting because somebody's literally attacking you.
Oh
You
yeah. If
don't really
somebody was
have a
attacking
choice.
us, I'd fight.
But but the decision to just go actively fight someone is so like archaic with all
What's the end goal? Like I I fight
the
against
end
this
goal
soldier
is
to what end? Like
he has control over how they operate, I guess. He has access to maybe their tax money. I don't really know. But
I don't
normally it
think
has to do with control and money, like access to certain goods or whatever. But
yeah,
that
but as far
doesn't,
as citizens fighting soldiers, I
yeah,
mean, it just there's there's better ways, guys. Come
yeah,
on. Like
whatever the reason is like above the people who are fighting the fight, it seems.
mhm.
It's just so freaking frustrating. And why do we as the people just do it? And like you said, if someone attacked us, we'd just fight. So there's that, the whole protect your, where you
Unity.
live. Everybody kind of has that, you want to keep living, so you fight for your life, whatever. But to
Yeah.
like say the US was just like, we want part of Canada and we are going to go, who wants to go? You know? And
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think that
You'd have a whole lot of
from
people
what I've
signing up. But yeah.
no, but I don't necessarily think that the Russian army has been told 100% why they're fighting or what they're fighting for. They just fight for the country because I don't
Have you
know.
seen
I
Arnold
don't know.
Schwarzenegger's video that he put out talking to the Russian people?
No, enlighten me.
Enlighten you.
Yes.
Um, it's hard to know who's got the right information. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's like who knows? But Arnold Schwarzenegger said that the Russian people have been told a whole plethora of different things about. Um, a lot of them didn't even know they were going to war. They thought it was training exercises. Um, they thought they were smaller scale. I can't remember all of the reasons, but they were told a bunch of things different than what was actually happening.
Okay, I'll go find
So
it and watch it for sure.
yeah.
But
Anyway, it's kind
it's
of
just him
interesting.
addressing the Russian people to what?
Yeah,
To like try to get information
to
to them?
say, hey, you're not. Yeah, saying, hey, you haven't been given the right information. Um, you're attacking Ukraine is wrong. It's really wrong. The whole world thinks it's wrong. Um, whatever your government's been telling you, don't listen
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's super wrong.
beyond that though, you're attacking other like just other people. They're not in control. None of them. Nobody. Like, why are you fighting a war? Why are you fighting other people? Like, you're okay with just killing people because that's your job? Like, it just
Mhm.
seems like, have we stopped thinking altogether? Are we just a little automated? Because, like, whether or not
Well,
they know why they're fighting, they know they're not against those people, right? They know it's against, like, whatever the powers that be.
Can you hear the chaos going behind me?
I heard
Just
like a
FYI.
squidge, just a squidge.
There's a lot. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. There was
No,
just
I
a
don't
lot
care.
in the
I was
background,
just
and
kind of babbling.
we are also not being bombed
Yeah.
despite the sounds in the background.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Elon Musk that was talking about future of warfare or whatever, where you can use artificial intelligence to target certain people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that would be nice if the leaders would just target each other and leave the general population the hell alone. Like,
Yeah. But they
I
won't
mean, not
because
really.
the
That's really
leaders need a
oversimplified, but
yeah, but the leaders need a population to make the society work. They need people, they need a bunch of peons below them.
yeah, but
So
if it
that's
was
why they use
their,
us.
but if it was them on the line, like possibly dead, they would make different decisions, I think.
For sure.
I mean, instead
Yeah.
of thinking part of their population is expendable, to be like, oh, wait, this is my family and I
Yeah.
don't want them dead.
Yeah. I very, very much wish that could be the way that they could settle their disputes. It's like we're all just like animals essentially flying through space on a rock. And
Mm-hmm.
people who got here earlier because they were born earlier may have had access to whatever land or or rights that they had because of who they were, and then now
Mm-hmm.
society kind of upholds that all. But in the end, like, we're all just people on a fucking flying rock. Like, most of the people profiting off of most of the things that exist for us, all like the advancement of society and stuff, they're not the ones who did that. It was like people as a whole who have advanced us, yet people as a whole don't get to see the benefits of that because we continue to live in systems that are like broken and old. And I know so many, I think that's the reason why so many people don't like to talk about these type of things, because
Mm-hmm.
it makes them uncomfortable, because they don't want to mess with the status quo, because especially us being in like positions of privilege, they don't want to lose whatever privilege they have, believe they have. But
Don't want to mess with the
like,
system.
yeah, but also shutting up and just sitting back, and like, I think that then your complacency is like as bad as like you're doing something to somebody else by not like
But not saying
by
something.
not saying something. At least that's how I feel, which is why I don't know, like to talk a lot.
Well, that's good. And I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
I'm still in the phase where I feel like it's like I don't know enough about things to speak about them intelligently. And I need to be
I
more
don't know
vocal.
either,
So
but I don't know what I don't know until I say what I think and someone corrects me. So honestly,
yeah, that's
that's what I
good.
want. I want someone to be like, all right, like, this is
What
the way you're
about this
thinking of it. Like,
way?
exactly.
Yeah.
I almost was hoping today, I was gonna say, like, if you feel differently than me on anything, please tell me, because I like a lot of times when I'm saying things, that's just me thinking my thoughts too. I'm just like, because I don't even know what I think about so many things, but I know I can't do nothing and not think about it, type thing. So
Yeah. Can't just bury your head in the sand
yeah,
and
I
hope
think
it goes away.
not doing something because you don't know everything, um for me, it just doesn't it just doesn't work. I
Doesn't
don't
work.
know. Yeah, it doesn't work because how am I going to get the information? Like, if we go searching in all of our search engines and stuff, we're going to find all kinds of information, but what to believe, you don't know. Like, I feel like it's
It's hard.
safer to put yourself out there and talk. I think that's why I love TikTok so much. Like, I know so many people hate it, and I'm like, I'd like people from so many
You can get
countries, and
so many views of
just
different.
yeah, like, just people. And then like,
Uh-huh.
and those are the people I want to learn from, people who are living in all these places, not whatever narrative has been told to us about every different place and how
Yeah.
they are. That's why I say we have the technology to be like, to not need basically the leadership that we have. But with like
Yeah.
with that, there you see people saying it's dangerous. Have you seen anything about like Facebook being the one who put out stuff about TikTok being like a dangerous space, like they were spreading
No.
stuff about it because TikTok was kind of stepping on their feet as far as like their territory. Because I heard
Yeah.
so many people, mostly like religious or conservative, who whatever their news stories were telling them that there was a lot of bad going on TikTok. So I I live in a very conservative area, so I had a lot of people saying like, "Oh, TikTok, it's only dancing girls or whatever." And to those we say, it's an algorithm. It knows what you continue to watch. So
There are
that's,
dancing girls out there, but there
yeah,
are a lot of other things too.
there's so much information on it, and even like
Mhm.
I'm like, negative things might exist in a space. You know what I mean? I'm sure that it's not without its faults or whatever, but like any place that allows us to share openly and like really gives access to like other countries and stuff, because that's not something I ever saw with Facebook. It has to be this like, I don't know, the way that this is working.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm going with this now.
No, okay, TikTok. There was something there that I was going for.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I lost it.
It was me. I talked in.
No, it was not. It was not you. It was something. Oh, yes, I do remember. Okay, so TikTok here in Burley is the devil because the bathrooms. There was some sort of challenge to get kids to destroy the bathrooms at schools. And so our bathrooms at school continue now to be locked every day because people keep destroying things. So for that, I say, yeah, okay. Kids are stupid and they'll continue to do
Exactly.
stupid things. But yeah, there's no quicker way to get out information. Like here is a 15-second video for you with packed full of information and it's entertaining. Bam, go. Like I quite enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know any other place. Like there's all that stuff like you're saying on it, but I don't see any of that because that's not what I give my attention to. So I guess that's all
Yeah.
in monitoring what your kids are doing and what they're watching. And if you're hearing things, because like my girls, I'll hear things through TikTok all the time. And if I hear something questionable, I'll be like, send that to me, whatever. And they do. And we talk about it. So, you can't
Yeah.
expect the stuff exists. And if your kids are going to find it and do something stupid, then maybe teach them a little more. Maybe be more active in their life a little more. You know what I mean? Be not saying
Yeah.
that my kids aren't going to do stupid things because I won't be there, because we're going to miss it, but that's the nature of like being human. We got to kind of make mistakes to learn sometimes because we're stubborn
Yeah.
like that, but overall, it's a platform where I can hear people in other countries just talking about what they think about America or how it is there, and I don't see any other platform where that's possible. So to me, this is like a treasure, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Well,
I think
and you
that
get
all of us should access that. And we should be talking more openly as people instead of being like, let our governments talk to each other and figure it out. Because
they'll get it.
they're not figuring it out. Actually, they're using us
Sometimes
to like bicker. And it's really, really fucking annoying.
they may not have our best interests at heart all the time.
Or our interest at all.
There's not
They're
much we can
interested
do
in
about it on the
keeping this.
individual level.
There's not, exactly, other than to stop listening to them, to stop. I guess I mean that could be a start. Stop listening to them and start listening to each other. Start trying to reach out to like, or find places to hear the people in other countries versus the leaders or what the news tells us. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of, I mean, I don't think news is bad or anything. And I think most people are still trying to do good, but money speaks at the end of the day, and they have to keep their job. They need to follow the script. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you saw that Russian, it was Russian, right? The lady who like ran behind with a, no? Okay. So there was a reporter, or I don't know what her title was, but
A list of some sort.
yeah, exactly. So on the news, she ran behind with some sort of a poster, kind of, and saying
Oh,
how
maybe I
everything
did see
is
that.
propaganda and how she's sorry that she spread it herself, type things. And then,
Really?
yeah, and that it shouldn't be that way. For it to speak, truth, you have to be like actively defying. We should just
Mm-hmm.
be able to speak, but
But
and
here we are.
we can here. Obviously, you and I, we are speaking, but I mean, it's just you and me and your mom.
And my
Hi,
mom.
Lisa.
Hi.
And Cody.
And Cody.
But yeah, I'm always TikTok. I'm always plugging you to old people.
Right.
I really am, because when they tell me all that the rhetoric about like the dangers and stuff, I'm like, do you use it yourself? Like dangerous things might exist, but it's a really great
Maybe try it.
thing for us to have. Maybe try it. Yeah. Because
Mhm.
you'll see whatever you want that fills whatever narrative you want. There's for both sides. They're stupid, they're smart, but there's also just access to humans
There's something
in a
for
way that,
everybody.
yeah, everybody.
Everybody. You don't realize how many weird people there are in the world either. And you're like, I feel at home.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can find probably something for anything.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
that kind of made me think of something else that's always kind of like a trending topic, and that's like um trans LGBTQ rights, things like that. um I don't have like a specific like story per se, although there is the trans swimmer in the news
Yeah.
right now. But um
What's your take on that?
my
Do you
take
know?
on that is that if you're not going to create a space for a trans person to exist outside of the traditional male and female, that's the only things offered to them, then I think they should be allowed. Especially because when they're fully trans, the way that like she's fully trans, they're treated with hormones and things that do drastically affect their performance. There are other females that are better than she is, showing that she's not just defeating in some way because she's was originally a male. But I don't really have like I don't think I'm the right opinion on that. Like I think that's I don't know. Like I don't know that I'm the right voice for it, I guess, because I don't have enough information, like you say. But what I do think is that if everybody just had a space to exist, like if it wasn't so there's only men and there's only women, and because so many things do exist, like how you said on TikTok, there's a space for everybody. In our world, we need kind of a space for everybody. As long as like you're not harming someone else, whatever it is that you believe you are or think you should like are, I think you should be allowed to be that. But that's just
Yeah.
because it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? And so many
Hmm.
people, they say it affects them, and then they can't really give me a how it affects them. You know what I mean? They want to take away somebody else's rights because of like this perceived way that it affects them. And the way that it affects them is that they don't like that. They don't understand that. So no.
Yeah.
But there is no real negative effect on you. So why can't you just live and let live in that sense of who people are, as long as it's not harming someone? I would never live and let live if somebody was being harmed. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? What's your
Yeah.
take?
My take is so complicated. I don't even
I want to hear it
I
because
was
that's
I
how
was I
can
was kind of
I.
hoping this one wouldn't come up because I was like, oh, I don't even know. I can't.
That's good. It's good for me to hear something other
Well,
than my
there's
own thoughts.
no, I like to see trans people being able to compete and be in areas where they're accepted and they feel a sense of community. And I think for a group of people who have such a high suicide rate and a high depression rate, I think um, allowing them to find that kind of community could be very, very huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am not medically versed enough to know how somebody's body does react to hormones and how they react to growing up genetically male for so long and then starting hormones. I don't know how that all works. I do know that it was hard to watch a transgender female, formerly male, not anyway. I don't know how to say that specifically,
Yeah.
but to watch an MMA fighter dominate an actual female fighter, it's hard to see. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
in my it shouldn't, but my brain still says, hey,
Yeah.
that person grew up as a male, and to watch them pummel a female is hard to take, and something in my brain says no. But we do
Yeah.
have, as far as like most female athletes, you have a lot of female athletes that are built like dudes. I mean, they just are genetically. It's hard to say where does genetically male and genetically female cut off? Where's the cutoff of strength and muscle? And there just isn't one. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Women's sports are hard to legitimize sometimes anyway. It's hard for them to feel like they're a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
So to feel like they're being pushed upon in any way, I can see why they would.
Yeah. I can
I'm just rambling.
100% see. No, it makes sense. And it, that, like when I said earlier, like if we're not going to have a space for them, what I would really love is there to be, to recognize that there are transgendered people and to create a space for them, maybe a transgender games, you know what I mean? A place where
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't know if they'd
hey,
want that though,
so
because they
maybe not, but if you, as far as like wanting it to be like the competition to be fair,
yeah.
that's when you're starting from the same starting point. You know what I mean? It would still
Yeah.
be trans women versus trans women, trans men versus, you know what I mean? So it'd still always
Yeah.
be starting from the same place. I don't know, just trying to like,
Yeah, I think they want so much to be accepted though as the gender that they feel like they are, that maybe
yeah,
even having the trans games something would be like
no better.
one step out. So you're almost there, but you're not quite there,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I don't know. Yeah, because see, I want for them to just be able to be who it is that they feel they are.
And do you just tell them that you can participate as long as you're not good? I mean,
yeah,
it's I don't know.
I know.
It's you're right. They do need a space, and what's the right way to go about that? I don't know.
Because like the arguments I see where people are like, and they're very ignorant arguments, obviously, but when they're like, oh, so we're going to normalize that, so now kids are going to see that and they're going to want to be that, and I'm like, you're missing the boat here, buddy. Like, could you be anything but what you are? No. Like, no one could tell me to be attracted to the female gender any more than I am. Like, I think the female gender, like, I think we're very attractive. And I think most people are find like the females to be attractive, but then I just I don't want to have sex with them. You know what I mean? That's how I know that that I am cisgendered. But like, that's not something that I can choose. And I see that. Like, so I just hate that argument, and I see it still so much. And I think that goes back to the whole people being like a hurt by somehow. Like, it can't happen because it hurts me. How does it hurt you? I'm
It
uncomfortable.
feels wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like feelings. And it's like, so you get to dictate their life regardless of their feelings because of your feelings. Yeah, like there's no like other reason that there could be for it, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah, we are. We don't really know, but we care.
I have no answer for you, but if there was a transgender person that wanted to be on my non-existent softball team, I would allow it. You can.
Yeah.
Me personally, I could solve that problem in my own life, but I can't tell other people what the right thing to do is there.
We need to, if you're transgendered and you want to come teach us something, please join us. Leave a message and then join us.
I might have it in there.
Something. Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
Excellent. Thank you.
We may have somebody more knowledgeable than us to help us out.
Exactly. Because I would like to hear, but it like, because I know I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I don't
I don't have any intelligent thoughts on that yet.
Exactly.
But I would like to. Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next current event. What else have you got?
Well, you brought it up before, the Chris Rock and Will Smith shenanigans. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you watch like when it was going on?
I watched after. I'm not a huge fan of award shows, but
me neither.
I like the highlights, sure.
Yeah. If that hadn't happened, like there's a chance I wouldn't have known that the Oscars happened. You know?
And it's okay. I feel that. I feel that.
But what are your thoughts on that whole
On
kerfuffle?
that whole thing.
Yeah.
Mostly, I think it was a shame that people who actually worked really hard and got awards that night were kind of overshadowed,
Yeah.
even though I wouldn't have known they got awards anyway. But still, that's a huge deal
Yeah.
for people in the industry, and to be
Yeah.
like, oh, well,
Like the women that hosted it and stuff, like there probably would have been highlights of things that they did, and we're not hearing any of that. Yeah. So
we're hearing these guys. But I was wondering, would the reaction have been different if Jada herself had gotten pissed off and gone and slapped him?
for
I mean,
sure. For sure.
would that,
It still would have
anyway.
been, I think, uncalled for. Or
Mhm.
like just I don't think anybody really has the right to lay their hands on somebody else. I don't, you can get mad and you can want to do it, but when you cross that line, you're technically assaulting them. And
Yeah,
that's never okay, in my
it's
opinion.
never okay.
Yeah.
And when you have comedians like Chris Rock, I don't think anybody was surprised that he was poking fun at people. I mean,
That's
that
his
wasn't,
job. Like that's
yeah.
and every year, like, I mean, if you're gonna slap
They
someone,
push
I'm
the line
surprised somebody
sometimes.
didn't slap Ricky Gervais. Granted, I watch for
Yeah,
him. He's my favorite.
I do too. I like him a lot.
I love him.
I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that really wanted to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but see, they didn't. That's the thing. Like
yeah,
you could want to, you could think somebody like crossed the line in that situation, but I think like my take on it is that, well, maybe he did cross the line. He didn't, according to what I've seen, he didn't know she had alopecia. So
yeah,
like it
that was
wasn't
a oops, but
any type of like it, he didn't realize it was going to be so personal. It was a joke on the fact that she had a shaved head.
yeah,
Who played G.I. Jane?
Demi
It's
Moore.
whoever, yeah, Demi Moore, she had a shaved head. So, it was very minor, I think, considering like some of the jokes that we
Been
hear
worse,
on there.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
But we
that he
also
may have
can't.
crossed the line, but I don't think that I feel like Will Smith let me down.
You know what? You know what I thought about Will Smith? I was like, he thought it was funny at first, right?
Yeah, you saw him laughing, and then you saw her kind of be like,
Uh-huh. When Will
so
Smith saw the look on her face, he knew
mhm.
it was coming for him at home. Like, why didn't you stand up for me? Why didn't you do something for? And
You
I
think
think he made the
yeah,
best decision he could at that time. Like, well, I got to do something. She's gonna be
maybe,
pissed. But I don't. I mean, that doesn't condone it at all. I'm just
yeah.
saying that's
I don't know.
he
I was just disappointed
something
because he
triggered.
always seemed in control of himself. Like that was like
Mhm.
he seemed like a man who like knew who he was and was in control of like his situation, which
Mhm.
I find very appealing. And so when someone kind of loses it, and I understand it happens. I mean, mental illness is very,
Absolutely.
very real. And I don't know if he's even claiming any type of mental illness. I would sure fucking be. I'd be like, I lost my mind. That was crazy. Like that was just, you know, it
Yeah.
at first, like when my best friends was like, she was like, that was 100% fake, false. She was like, they need
Yeah.
to get their ratings up. That wasn't real. And so I was like, I was really hoping it was, honestly, because I was like, I don't know. But he is human, and alas,
Uh-huh.
life will go on. We'll forgive him. Everyone always does. I'm sure Chris Rock and him will be fine or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think you're right with the fact that it overshadowed so many more important things that are going on right now.
Yeah. Ukraine's like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
oh no, did someone get slapped? Dang
Yeah.
it.
And then like in the world of say politics or whatever, I know there's always a lot of legal things going on talking about who did what or blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
um and they definitely don't want us spending too much time thinking about those things. So I'm sure they're just happy
Let's distract them
always.
always. Which is easy to do with me because I get super easily distracted.
Me too.
So easily
I distract
distracted.
myself in conversations.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well,
Or as you've
and
seen, I'll be like, talk about something and then just start lingering. I'm like, all right, well,
do you
okay.
know about this thing that yeah,
And then
it's
taper off.
easy to do. It's easy to do.
Okay. Oh, something else that I wrote on here. Moving on from that. You didn't have any more thoughts?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, I
Okay.
think we covered that one pretty well.
Okay. So I saw, or I've seen a lot of things lately talking about how like a very large percentage of like adult children are now like living back with their parents.
Oh
And
yeah,
and I know that like a lot of it probably happened because of the pandemic, just a lot of things changed and people were in bad situations. But I think that it would have happened eventually anyways, with the way that like our society is going with the cost of living versus
hmm
what wages are to work. Like it's
yeah.
just becoming kind of unlivable. I know of a family who was just displaced because they had been renting a house that was kind of sold out from underneath them. Obviously, it's the owner's right to do so, but because of this market, they haven't been able to find something else. They're kind of just, you know,
Well,
figuring their stuff out. And I know like, and they're not the only family I know in this
no.
situation right now. So I'm like, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Um, but being that our occupation is in the housing market, we
Yeah.
see a lot, like a lot. What the housing market has done in the last year alone,
Hmm.
it just blows everybody's mind. We don't know what's going on. We don't know why it's going on. We had one vacant apartment this week,
Hmm.
right? It was uh, brand new construction, right?
Hmm.
A tiny little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment.
Hmm.
And we had in 24 hours, probably 50 people come look at it. Like only having put it on Facebook and nowhere else, right?
Yeah,
50
that's crazy.
people in
Yeah.
like the 2 hours that my husband was there was just swamped,
Yeah.
absolutely swamped. And his phone has been going crazy. And gosh, people can't, you have people living in hotels and RVs and with their parents, and they want homes. It's not that they want to live with their parents. It's not that they want to live in an RV. Usually it's because they can't keep up. One of my brothers has been saving for a house. He has no kids. His wife has a really good job. And they've been saving actively for a house for a long time. And the price of housing just keeps outpacing
Hmm.
what they can afford. It doesn't work. He said it best, I think, when he said, like, my wife, she's an engineer.
Hmm.
He's like, she's got a dang good job. And if she can't even wiggle into some sort of beginner home,
Yeah.
then where are we supposed to go? You're edging educated people out of
Yeah.
jobs and areas.
Have you seen anything about like I don't know if it's corporations or who's doing, but like people buying up large amounts of homes and land and stuff like that, basically, which is taking things off the market for your families and things like that.
I've seen some, um, mostly around here, it's just like smaller people like us that have a
Yeah.
few here and there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know
Yeah. And how do you decide what you're gonna like charge?
what we're gonna charge.
Yeah, like has it
Um,
stayed relatively the same or does it grow with, you know what I mean?
ours has stayed mostly the same.
Good.
Mostly the
Yeah.
same.
See, and I think
Um,
so much of it hasn't. Like my nephew
yeah,
and his friends, like they're fresh out of high school, 4 people, all work. Granted, they don't have college degrees yet, but they are working all the time. And
yeah,
they their apartment is 1,800 a month. And it's like they live on top of it. I'm just like, and it's
yeah.
not like we live in New York. Granted, New York could be
No,
something ridiculous, but I'm like, we I paid 240 a month when I was in college.
yeah,
And maybe that was, I mean, I'm sure that was still cheap then, but I'm like, I would have never survived today.
no,
Like
absolutely not.
I
And
would never have been able to move out and have the experiences that I had that helped me become, like get out of what you've been told you are, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I don't know. And I hate that for people like your brother who are in good positions but still can't even get out of it.
can't get a hold on it. No.
Yeah.
Um, I think of renting mostly like most people who are renting,
Hmm.
it should be that space between moving out and deciding where you want your future home. I mean, that's, to me, you can't have it priced so high that people can't save anything for their future to build and grow and to take that next step. We're taking the next steps away from people when we charge things that high. Right now, we're kind of looking into more tiny homes, like thinking that may be the answer to
just creating more spaces.
Getting people into their first home and having them build their I forgot the word, real estate, build their investing with real estate, you know.
But what you have to imagine is that would have to be so low that they could afford to then save on top of that, which most people, like I know, like most prices of things don't leave anything left over at the end to save and move up, you know?
Exactly. We try to keep things lower, and just between me and my husband, we want to be an asset to people and not a drain.
Yeah, it's because you're good people.
Well, this isn't a plug for us either, like, but we see it, we're in it, we feel it, like.
Well, you were blessed for him to like work very, very, very hard in a business that he grew and then was able to sell, that put you in that position to do that, and you're still trying to do it ethically, which speaks volumes for you guys, because so many people are just, if they have the ability to make more and more and more money, they will just continue to make it at the detriment of everyone around them. And I don't, like, I've not been in the position to do it. You know what I mean? So I can't speak from experience saying I wouldn't, but I would like to think no amount of money would let me let go of like care for like my fellow man, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely something inside you that tells you, you know, hey, this is the top. This is, you know, this is right. This is wrong.
Yeah. Well,
there may be some gray area, but
you're probably one of those people who has enough, right? Like you don't need to be getting bigger and better and bigger and better. You have enough. Like you're just living your life. Whereas a lot of people.
Well, there's always the desire for growth. You know, you always want to be growing instead of.
Sure, but that doesn't have to be financially. Like I think financially,
there's a lot of ways to grow.
There has to be an enough, because there has to be enough for everybody. And if too many people have more than enough, which is the case right now, there's not enough, and it breaks the system.
There's not enough for everybody.
Yeah.
I think there can be enough for everybody, but I think, I don't know what's going on with the housing market and why it's exploding like it is. Like, it's hard to imagine there just all of a sudden being so much demand for it that it just priced everybody out of everything. Like that.
Yeah. I mean, everything
feels weird.
Everything is inflated right now. Groceries,
speaking
gas,
of
all the things are inflated. But a lot of money is still being spent, and a lot of money is still being made. So it's not because it has to be this way.
Yeah, it does make you wonder.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't even know where to look.
Yeah, me neither. Other than for all of us to talk and be like, hold on, collectively as people,
like,
can
we
wait
a second,
this isn't okay, and then find a way to, you know, really not be okay with it.
If we can't afford housing, if it's getting harder to afford food, if gas is getting astronomical, this is how my brain actually works. It's like stop, slow it down, and then go. Like, anyway, gas is getting astronomical. Healthcare is insanity. Like,
do you have healthcare?
We have health insurance, but it's like bare minimum health insurance.
Yeah.
And it's like
so expensive to have in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. For 5 kids and 2 adults who are relatively healthy. I mean, I wouldn't even say relatively healthy. We're really healthy. It's insane. It should not be as expensive as it is.
Yeah. And I'm living without it right now. And so like today I went to Paramount Urgent Care because I had to get my hepatitis B series started again. Okay. So there's 3 shots, and I told them I'm self-pay and everything. So it was 127 today. And so I was like, oh, okay. Is that for the, no, that's what I thought too. And they're like, no, it'll be that each time. And I was like, so for the luxury of walking into the building, like, I don't know how much the shot itself costs. Maybe it is astronomical. I don't know. But I'm like, there's no way it costs that much to make, in my opinion. But I know that's just but I'm just like, there's no way, right? Like something's breaking down somewhere. I don't know where
Hmm.
all the money goes. I don't have any idea,
But
but I
it's
just know that
insane.
I'm like, okay, so like right now we're a single income family because my husband's out of work and looking for work, which is not as easy to come by as you'd like to think right now. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, what a good girl. She's taking
Yeah.
care of you.
Hey, hi, I'm messy. Here you go. Okay, go with daddy now.
Come here, baby.
There
Hi,
you go,
Lena.
come. Here, take this for me. Love you.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. She was all quiet about it too. Like, you need to eat.
I brought this for you.
So freaking cute. Yeah. And
For sure.
my kids, maybe I think I'd be the way I am anyway. You know what I mean? But having kids and knowing like they need to have a life to look forward to. And I see
Mhm.
that it's so everything just seems so unattainable right now and so out of reach that it's like this can't be what they have. This can't be what is looking like they
Something's
have to
got to
look
give.
forward to. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they didn't even choose to be born. So
Thanks, Mom
I
and
can't
Dad.
that I
No,
chose to bring them here. So I need to be working on creating
making the
spaces for
world a
them
good
to
place.
exactly.
Yeah.
Parents unite.
Amen.
Right.
Well, it's not heading anywhere good when people couldn't afford things. Back in the day, we had things like the French Revolution, and we had, all sorts of
Yeah. Yeah.
uprisings and
And there
things
have
like
had to
that.
be a lot of uprisings because like change doesn't happen without it. But I think something that we keep forgetting or whatever, or the fight just gets where it's like, okay, we've been fighting long enough, we've made progress, and then we just sit back. But yet we forget that there was always a resistance and they don't stop.
Hmm.
Like those who want things to continue how they continue because it benefits them and are
Yeah.
too outside of the world or like most of the people to even see that they're outside of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be, I don't know, things just get out of balance, and we need to rebalance them and say, okay,
Yeah, but we've
how do
been
we?
saying things for a long time. I remember growing up and hearing about the wealth gap. I remember hearing when I was very young about how like they're trying to get rid of the middle class and you know, and granted I mean they are getting rid of the middle class. I don't know, maybe it was a try, I don't know, but middle class is definitely becoming less and less of a thing because even if you are living like a higher level, everything costs so much that you're still scraping by because everything is just
Yep.
out about just not really working. Another thing that like I grew up knowing was an issue was student loans, yet I still took them
Oh man,
because what
that's how you finish
it
school.
was I was like that's what you do, you take them. But like so my parents both went back to school and finished after having all 10 of their children, and
Yeah.
so they had student loans for that. And I remember growing up like the calls and stuff like that, or collecting
Mhm.
on student, and they're constantly trying to, and even and in my mom, I think now like only semi recently that ended. She's in her 70s. You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
Like it's a so if you're rich and you could just pay for it, whatever, but otherwise it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. Why even
It's
go?
just there.
You know what I mean? So we
Mhm.
were just taught to do it, and now I'm like, I hope I can afford to like help you guys go to school, and I encourage school, but I would definitely against everything. Do not take loans.
Yeah.
Do like go to a trade school. I don't know. Basically, just I have a really bad taste in my mouth for I don't know all of the systems that be, just because all I can see is that these problems have been going on for so long. And it feels like I'm talking about fresh problems because they're my problems, but they're not fresh.
No, it's been going
So
on for a long time, and they're not getting better.
exactly.
They're getting worse.
Exactly. with like,
Yeah.
I mean, them starting to like reintroduce things that are governing women's bodies and things like that. Like that's totally backwards. Like, I mean, it is literally nobody else's right to tell anybody what to do with their body, but also every freaking situation is individual. And for whatever reason, they have to do whatever they have to do with their body. Nobody's doing that just for kicks and giggles. You know what I mean? Like every one of
Yeah.
those is a decision that somebody had to make. This should be between them and a doctor. Yet we can't get our fucking government out of it. And it's because the churches and the
Use it.
governments. Well, yeah, because the government needs people. Basically, they need to have a working class. And so does religion. I think it's all one and the same, in my opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all just those who lead, those who govern, those who benefit from the way things are.
Yeah. But as far as education goes, I love seeing Elon Musk just came out with his Ad Astra school that, or he didn't come out with
Okay.
it. Somebody asked him what he does for school for his kids. Have you
Okay.
heard this?
Nope.
Yeah. Somebody said,
Excited.
how, what kind of school are your kids in? And he said, actually, we invented a school for my kids. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he said there's like 20 kids in it. And they did away with grades, like the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in grades. And learning is more, is it game based? Like the way kids learn now is through more games and more hands-on learning.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you can sit a kid down and you can give him a book and teach him the history and the uses of a screwdriver
Yeah.
and all the many varied reasons, or you can give him an engine, and when it comes time to use a screwdriver, be like, okay, this is what we need it for, and this is how you use it. Like, I don't know. You should go and listen to what he says about his school, because I'm like, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
This makes me feel like somebody can actually get this done, because school the way it is right now, I don't love so much.
Yeah. Because the older I get, the more I see it as just teaching you to kind of comply. You're required to go. Your parents could even get in trouble if you don't.
And you have to learn this stuff,
you
even
have
if
to
it
learn
doesn't interest you at all.
Yeah. Whether it, and I think to a certain extent, it's good for us to be well-rounded. But
and to learn how to learn is
exactly
super important.
I think that, but then it just becomes about testing to get funding for the schooling, to pay for the teachers, because everybody needs money and teachers are already underpaid and blah 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 blah. Yeah, but like the idea of a different way of doing school definitely
It
appeals
piqued
to
my
me
interest.
too. Yeah, for sure.
Especially from somebody who has the ability to get it done.
Yeah. Well, he also said something about how everything is available on YouTube. Like, why do you need to go to college? Because you could literally go there and learn everything.
Yeah, you'd have to know how to learn. You have to know how to continue through tough spots. But yeah, absolutely, you can learn whatever you want.
Yeah.
My hair's in my face.
Anyway, Anthony was like, because I was going through the list of the things. I was like, well, here are like current events. Help me to come up with a list. And he was like, well, these are all kind of heavy. And I was like, you want some rainbows and unicorns? He's like,
absolutely.
And I was like, he's like, maybe you could do an episode that's like rainbows and unicorns. I'm like, I don't see a lot of them there, but I'd love to look for them. So we'll have to do
look for the helpers.
Yeah.
That's what Mr. Rogers would say, right?
Right. Yeah. And the helpers are there, but we need to help the helpers.
Absolutely. We need to be the helpers.
Exactly.
And you helped me smile. Thank you. Like, thank you for being my unicorn and rainbows.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. What else do I have other stuff that's not. Okay, I have one more that's totally not rainbows and unicorns, but like I googled today, like, why does the US have the highest incarceration rate?
And what did you come up with?
Well, why do you think?
I would say drug offenses and things like that, but I don't know.
All right. Well, I found this thing. So this is from Rachael and Amelie, Deputy Director of Legal Policy at the Manhattan Institute for Prager University. Don't know what the hell that is. But anyways, I took some of his his quotes for why. And then I'll tell you what I think about that. Okay, so he said,
Okay.
the US does have a very large prison population, but not because too many innocent people are incarcerated, but because too many people commit serious, usually violent crimes. Bullshit, in my opinion, but whatever. With rare exceptions, that's why most people are imprisoned in America. Period. Full stop. And I thought that was
Violent
pretty.
crimes.
Yeah,
I'm all for incarcerating people for violent crimes,
yeah,
but it seems like
yeah. But so we have a really high incarceration rate, and you're just saying, yeah, it's because people are being violent. But okay, even if that is the truth of the matter, we still obviously have a problem. If like people are acting in that manner, and I think that there's another, like a root type cause, like um I think a lot of people end up having to do things out of desperation because they absolutely need, like, I know recently there was something about like people stealing. It said if you see someone stealing diapers or formula, you didn't see it, which I I don't want to be okay with theft, but also with the way the world is right now.
that's not going to be my focus is
Exactly.
young
So
mothers and
I'm seeing, I'm seeing how like it could become pretty normalized just in helping people to survive. So if you're in a desperate situation, then I think violence is definitely more likely to ensue. And when
yep.
someone already thinks that you're going to be violent and they come at you a certain way, they definitely draw a certain behavior out of you, you know? So I don't know. I thought it was really annoying. I read that and I was like, I mean, and he's somebody in a position of authority saying, no, this is the, and I'm
This is
just
it.
like,
This is why.
this is it, this is the why. And I
But
was like, but even if you think that's the why, so we have a bunch of violent people here in America, so much more that it's in the millions more incarcerated. You don't see that there's definitely a problem with society that's like, because people aren't just born that way.
are we actually sadistic, or are people not having their basic needs met and feeling stabby?
Exactly. And yeah, a lot of times within their own communities because they're just trying to get a leg up on everybody else, because everybody's having to like crawl their way up instead of everybody just having, I don't know, a life to enjoy. Like I I've never been suicidal, thankfully. But like in thinking about just the way the world is and how hard life can be and stuff, and it's like I totally can understand it, because there have been times like where life's just been very hard and I've thought, if someone just were to T-bone my car right now, that, that would be easier. So I can only
Mhm.
imagine, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think feeling hopeless, feeling desperate, and feeling out of like you're not in control can be
Yeah.
a massively horrible feeling, and it can lead
Yeah.
to a lot of things. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just hate that that's like a reality. Like America's supposed to be like this amazing place where everybody, anything is possible, whatever, right? That's what you've been told. But what I know about it is that we have people in such situations that we have more people behind bars than any other place, because life is not so blissful for all the way that we were told it was. That
Yeah.
and justice for all.
Justice
Yeah.
for
It just
all,
doesn't it just doesn't it just
unless
doesn't
you
feel
have,
like that, it feels like we were pretty lied to, you
yeah,
know. And our
just,
lives are freaking awesome, but I'm not okay with just my life being awesome, you know?
yeah, I'm happier when everybody's happier. Like,
Yeah. Well, society as
yeah,
a whole is just happier when people are able to enjoy their life a little. It's not just those who get to play, and everybody else just needs to pull up by the bootstraps and work harder.
yeah,
And they live to work to be able to live with no time to think about who they are or what they'd want to be or anything, because they're stuck in a trap essentially.
yeah. I want to go. I I need to research like the Industrial Revolution and the way they came up with the minimum wage and how that was received by people and what kind of things they did to combat that. Because it used to be the same way, like when you had hundreds of thousands of immigrants coming into the United States, right? And they were just trying to make a go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you'd have both parents working from morning till night to save a few pennies, and you had like child labor, like the kids from the families would be working in these factories, and that's what they had to do just to put food on the table and
Yeah.
save a couple of cents, right? And then people came in and they're like, hey, this isn't right. We shouldn't have children working. We should be able to have families be together a little more. We, what do we want life to look like? And I need to research how that all went down, because I think we're coming to the same thing here. Like,
kind of.
people can't just work their whole lives away. They can't. They're feeling it. They're like, I have no time with my family. I have no money to do things with, and we're being overworked, underpaid, and there's no balance. We need the balance.
Yeah, and the resources exist,
Mhm.
like I've seen things, so I don't know all the facts and stuff, but I know like there are a lot of buildings and a lot of homes. So much
Mhm.
so that I think most people could be housed, with a single home, but we have people who have quite a few homes, and it's not because they're renting it out and making a little bit, also helping people get their footing. That's not the reason why they're doing it. So it's just, you can't help but to have a caste system when that's the way that all of the goods and like all of the resources that we have are allotted,
Mhm.
like you
Yeah.
like naturally fall back into a caste system that you get stuck in.
Mhm.
And I want to change it, but I don't know what to do. So I just complain to you.
No, that's good. You use your voice, you say it, and you join with the other voices who are like, I don't know what to do either, but let's do something. And then somebody says, hey,
Yeah.
how about this idea? And then all of the voices who say this sucks will be like, oh, okay, we can get behind that.
Yeah.
Because
You know what I could get behind? Because I was thinking more about it. Your whole your idea of what it would be for like a trial or something, having everything be on paper, black and white with no names, and like defining type I guess
yeah,
characteristics or whatever. That'd be great for anybody
right?
in like leadership to have to go through a trial that way and not get any
Yeah.
type of privileges for the fact that they have a lot of money. Because it's like
Uh-huh.
going back to the whole prison thing, so many like the things that have been done by people who are maybe in prison, like they affect one or two people, and that's horrible. You know what I mean? If you've done something to affect one or two people, that's horrible, but they go to jail for it. But then people at like big levels, they make
Mhm.
decisions that affect thousands of people negatively, and they generally just can pay a fine, which doesn't really
Right?
affect their bottom dollar, doesn't affect their quality of
No,
life. So that means the laws literally don't apply to them.
don't apply
And
to them. It's more like a little slap on the hand, like, oh,
exactly.
that
And
hurt.
I feel like that's who should be in prison. Everybody who's been basically already
You
living off of society because they live above it.
well, I'm 100% for laws and for having rules as a society, and um, they have to apply to everybody.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't have the ones that you have the so many people in jail for like cocaine per se, right?
Yeah.
It's not because only poor people use cocaine, right? You probably got a higher percentage of people who are super rich that do,
Yeah.
but that's maybe more normal for them. That's maybe
Yeah. Or they can afford a
like
lawyer or,
or the fine or yeah, or
whatever it is that led them to that
mhm,
place. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But anyways,
just
I think we should start. We need
start
to
some
start.
kind of a not petition, but I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for, Rachel? What
I
is
don't
it?
know. It's something to change, like
Mhm. A
I don't know, a
movement.
movement. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A
There you
movement
go.
to change like the judicial system to be more blind to the status of the life of the person that they're judging, so
Hmm.
that it's not, because when you put on paper what some of those people have done, it's like, well, obviously you're bad, but
Yeah, well,
that's not what it is.
you can have the same arguments. I mean, you
Yeah.
can say, listen, this is what I did. This is why I did it. These are the like mitigating factors of what happened. Anyway,
Yeah, but without defining characteristics that would alter how someone might like choose their punishment, or I don't know. I
yeah,
was just thinking on that. I think it's a good idea.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that.
You
We'll
what?
see if I'll get right on
Oh
that and
yeah,
see if
yeah. Have your dad
I can
start
make
with
that
it.
happen.
He's a lawyer. So I was kidding.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Say, what would we have to do to, I don't know, to make something
Start
like
a
that happen?
movement to try to get rid of so much.
Change things.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of things, like a lot of factors that I'm not seeing. It's like so cut and
Yeah.
dried for me.
Well,
But
like
you're
we
like,
said,
well,
we probably don't know a lot. We're talking. We don't know a lot, but if I misstep, if I say something wrong, that's why I'm putting it out there. So it maybe it will give someone an opportunity to say, no, you're gonna do that all
this doesn't
wrong.
work and here's why. Yeah.
Yeah, or something. Not that I'm gonna say I'm gonna change my belief because they disagree with me, because I know that we're not all going to agree.
Yeah,
But
you
if
learn
someone
how
has
to
something
fix.
constructive who could actually teach me something, I'd be here for that, for sure.
I like to learn and I'm often wrong and I'm okay with being wrong as long as I don't stay wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, almost, I want people to show me my blind spots, because I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I can't figure it out without someone, all of us kind of like, I don't know, sharing and figuring out some way to change it. Because I know whatever's like going on right now, it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel right. And society just doesn't seem to be in a good place. And I see too many people in bad situations and just kind of not getting to enjoy life, this one life we have. And I'm like, that's unacceptable.
Doesn't seem quite right.
It's, yeah, it
And I
doesn't
think
seem
there's
right at
enough
all.
people, I think there's enough people that want to see change that
Yeah.
we're not alone.
Yeah.
Like we're not alone in thinking that things need to change, or we're not the lone two people in the world that are like things
No,
cost too much and
yeah,
like
no, not at all. Obviously, we're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing them talk about it, but um, they blame it on things like the president or whatever. And it's like, okay, I mean, there's no way that in every other country the gas rising is also because of the president. So give me a different answer. You know, like they just give an answer and then they move on to the next topic, and we don't ever actually delve into it or figure it out. We just complain, it's high and that sucks.
yeah,
I wish I was just less
tighten our
dependent
belts
on
a
it, I
little
guess.
further and
Yeah. We change instead of asking them to. Like, why do we keep paying the extra charges for gas instead of maybe the oil company making a little less?
yeah, I don't know how that all works. It feels frustrating when I go to fill up my car though, and I'm like, holy cow,
Yeah. Oh my God, the truck
this
the other day.
hurts.
Yeah, it was over $80. Granted, we have a 20 gallon tank, but
Still,
and we
it
drive a truck,
hurts.
and that's on us.
I wanna fill up my tank every quarter
Yeah.
tank just so I don't have to hurt that
Oh
bad at
my
one time.
goodness. You remember? Okay, I remember in high school, I think I had like a 12 or 13 gallon tank, but like $10 would damn near get me full.
Oh yeah.
And it
My
was
parents would give me $5 and it'd last me a week.
I like, I would love to be able to do that for my kids, but it's going to be a
Right?
completely different picture if we don't change something. How can I ensure their quality of life and then theirs after and stuff like that? Something else we didn't talk about, but we really ran out of time, was the
Mm.
environment. Did you hear anything about where is it? Somewhere where it's like hotter than it's ever been recorded in history, and not just like hotter, but it was like 70 degrees hotter.
What?
I
No.
think it was like Antarctica. Look it up, because I'm probably
Okay.
spewing like just bullshit here, but it was something about like the largest like ice sheet to have like ever been recorded breaking off, and the heat, and it's like not, the scientists don't really understand why.
Why
So,
it's getting
so,
so
so
hot.
all of
We
all of
had
society as a whole breaking down, and then the earth as well. It's just stressful, man.
it is. And feeling like there's not a lot you can do about it.
Yeah.
If we all just open our
wanting-
fridges at one time. No, I'm just kidding.
If we all just were to sit back and realize we're all humans having a human experience and stop thinking we're better than anybody else and stop being okay with the oppression of anybody else for color of their skin, for gender, for wanting to dress up like a fucking bunny. I don't care as long as you're not hurting anybody. Stop needing your personal beliefs to dictate other people's lives.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You are 100% able to think somebody else is weird as long as you don't cause them any sort of grief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can have my opinions on people, but
Yeah.
I can't stop them from
Yeah.
living their
or you
life to the
shouldn't,
fullest.
because like they're not even like they're basically not even in your reality. If that you don't like that, don't be part of that then.
Well, and the people I thought were super weird when I was a little kid, I've now grown up and been like, hey, they're just original. They're just being who they are. They're just, and so my
Exactly.
opinions
And they're
will change
happier for it.
a lot over time.
Yeah. As they should. As they should. Anyways, all right. Well, I don't know how long we've gone, but I'm pretty sure it's
Probably
been
over
a
time.
minute. Yeah, that's all right. We don't really have a time limit. I think every single one of our podcasts has been a different time, but
That's all good.
and I'm not
I
doing
could probably just sit
pickup
here and talk
today.
forever. So
Me too, honestly. I'm not doing pickup though, because Jamie is, so I had more
Aw.
time. Normally I'm more aware of the clock.
nice.
Anyways, all right.
Yeah,
well,
and my kids don't have school on Fridays, so I'm just here.
yeah, another awesome thing about your life. That's fabulous.
Right?
Yeah.
No school Fridays.
Yeah.
Love.
My work week as a hygienist is Monday through Thursday with my Fridays for a podcast.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
That is
They actually
delightful.
offered Friday too, and I was like, no, Fridays are mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Fridays. I'm taking my Fridays.
Exactly. I need that. Anyways. All right.
I do too.
Well, I love you.
I enjoy talking to you.
Always.
I think you're awesome.
You too.
And good luck with your new job. I hope it is everything you dreamed of and more. Go take care of the teeth of the nation.
One smile at a time, ma'am.
One smile at a time. You're doing
right.
good things.
Lilas.
Lilas.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.